Welcome back to City Insider. We're here with your roundup of the most breaking Manchester City FC news over the last 24 hours. Remember to join us at 6 p.m. UK time for your daily dose of all things Man City. Pep promises to find a solution to Erling Haaland injury. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has vowed that his side will find a solution to their latest injury problem after star striker Erling Haaland was ruled out for up to 7 weeks. Haaland came off during the 2-1 win over Bournemouth in the FA Cup last weekend, having injured his ankle under a challenge from Cherries midfielder Lewis Cook. And though the full extent of the injury is not yet known, Guardiola told the media that City's club doctors told him the 24-year-old would be out for between 5 and 7 weeks. Sometimes there are years where these kinds of things happen. It's happened all season, said Guardiola during his pre-match press conference ahead of his side's midweek game against Leicester City. We don't have another player with his skills or specific qualities, we know that, but we have to adapt. City face Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup semi-final in just under 4 weeks' time, with a Manchester derby coming up this weekend at Old Trafford. January signing Omar Marmush came on for Haaland and scored the winner against Bournemouth, and the Egyptian could see plenty of playing time in the absence of his Norwegian teammate. Nevertheless, Guardiola referenced his side's ability to find surprising solutions to attacking problems, telling the conference that for many years we play with different ways up front and it depends on the qualities of the players. We need players with other qualities and we have to bring more players close to the box, Pep added. Erling's numbers again have been exceptional and is an incredible threat for many things with long balls and his sense of goal, but we have to adjust. Manchester City make approach for Tijjani Reinders. According to a report by Team Talk, Tijjani Reinders is the subject of interest from Manchester City. The Premier League champions are keen on reinforcing their midfield unit in the summer transfer window and have set their sights on the AC Milan midfielder. They have already made multiple inquiries as they prepare to sign the Dutchman from the Serie A giants. Tijjani Reinders has established himself as one of the best players in Serie A since joining AC Milan from AZ Alkmaar in July 2023. The Dutch midfielder arrived at San Siro with a burgeoning reputation after proving his mettle in the Eredivisie and showcasing his versatility in the middle of the park. The 26-year-old has gone from strength to strength in the last 2 years, even though AC Milan might have endured a chaotic period. Reinders has contributed to 17 goals in 43 appearances across all competitions thus far this term, finding the back of the net 13 times and providing 4 assists. Meanwhile, Reinders has piqued the attention of several high-profile clubs across Europe with his exploits for AC Milan. Premier League bigwigs, in particular, are keen on signing the Dutchman, with Manchester City among the prospective suitors vying for his signature heading into the summer transfer window. Manchester City's interest in Tijjani Reinders is hardly surprising. The Premier League champions are combing the market for a midfielder heading into the summer transfer window amid uncertainties surrounding the long-term futures of Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Mateo Kovacic, and Mateus Nunes. Meanwhile, Calvin Phillips has no future at the Etihad and will likely leave Manchester City after he returns from a loan spell with Ipswich Town in 2 months. So, Reinders has emerged as a viable target, with the citizens already submitting multiple inquiries over a move for the 26-year-old Dutch midfielder. While the Netherlands international signed a new contract with AC Milan a few weeks ago, Manchester City will unlikely throw in the towel. It will be interesting to see if they can tempt the Dutchman to move to the Etihad in the summer transfer window. Man City keen on Rodrygo. Manchester City are in desperate need of overhauling their squad, much like they did ahead of the 2017-2018 season where they signed 5 players and let 12 leave in the summer, a bold step that led to them becoming the first team in Premier League history to accrue 100 points in a campaign. Ahead of City's much-awaited summer transfer window, they have been linked with numerous players across Europe. One of them was Eduardo Camavinga, whose potential signing interests Manchester City, but an even more surprising link emerged about Camavinga's teammate as Rodrygo's father held a meeting with Pep Guardiola over a potential shock move to City. It was reported that Rodrygo was promised that he would play in his favored left-wing position at Manchester City, an opportunity that is rarely afforded to him at Real Madrid due to Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe's presences. Simply put, City should do everything in their power to sign the Brazilian international this summer, whose contract expires in 2028. Firstly, Jack Grealish could leave Manchester City this summer, and if he does end up departing, that would free up a spot for Rodrygo to take up in the squad. Secondly, while Jeremy Doku continues to improve, the Sky Blues have never shied away from bringing in competition for their existing players, and the Belgian still has a way to go to become the finished article. Rodrygo, on the other hand, is already one of the best wingers in the world, having proven his worth in La Liga and the Champions League for years, and this season, The £37.9 million has 13 goals and 8 assists in total despite playing in his unnatural right-wing position for the most part. Pep Guardiola apparently loves Rodrygo as well, and naturally so, considering he is established, technically gifted and incredibly versatile, capable of playing across the front line. While Manchester City perhaps need to address the lack of legs in their midfield more than signing a wide forward, players like the Real Madrid Maverick can be transformative additions, considering he has the quick feet, eye for goal, intelligence, and searing pace to become a genuine superstar. At just 24 years of age as well, Rodrygo is still years away from entering his prime, and if he does so at the Etihad Stadium, City could have a player capable of attaining legendary status in Sky Blue. Chelsea rivals to Man City in keeper race. Chelsea are emerging as serious rivals to Manchester City in the race to sign top Torino star Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. According to a report, Milinkovic-Savic has already had a brief spell in England, having been on Manchester United's books between July 2014 and January 2016. However, the goalkeeper never made a first-team appearance for United before his departure. Milinkovic-Savic has gone on to establish himself as Torino's number one, and is one of the most important stars in their team. He has made the most saves in Serie A this season, with 104 in 29 appearances so far, according to Turin outlet Tuttosport. Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca is unhappy with Robert Sanchez and Philip Jorgensen and has instructed the club to sign a top new keeper this summer. Milinkovic-Savic is emerging as a serious option for Chelsea amid his top-class performances in Italy. Italian coach Maresca keeps a close eye on Serie A and has picked out Milinkovic-Savic as an ideal solution to his goalkeeping woes. The giant 6 feet 8 inches star is an imposing figure who is a great shot stopper and is also good with the ball at his feet. Maresca hopes that landing him will lessen the amount of mistakes Chelsea commit at the back and help them get in the title conversation next season. The report reveals that Milinkovic-Savic has a €20 million release clause in his Torino contract. That represents good value for arguably the best keeper in the Italian top flight, and one Chelsea have no problem triggering, although Chelsea will have to overcome Premier League rivals Man City to snare the 28-year-old. Tuttosport add that City are monitoring Milinkovic-Savic too, as Pep Guardiola is seeking a replacement for Ederson. Last week, it emerged that City are battling Napoli for Milinkovic-Savic, with their incoming director of football, Hugo Viana, a big fan of him. Now, Chelsea can be added to the list of interested clubs. That's a wrap for today's City Insider. We've covered all the latest news, insights, and analysis on Manchester City. Don't miss out on any of our future content. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with everything happening at the Etihad. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.